Start date 10/06/2017, 3:33 p.m. Kind of a magic number. I'm pretty sure that I'm broadcasting here. Oh, I'm sorry. So I've got to turn my volumes down in other resources. Otherwise, I'm listening to myself broadcast to myself. Hi, it's the Friday vlog, and I'm going to introduce this concept to a few people who may not know that I'm doing this and send them the link to watch the event in the DIYLivestreamingShow.com website. So bear with the lag time. I invite some people. And I'm sending them the link going directly to the show as I'm broadcasting in the website. I wanted to test a couple things, so we'll be playing with that. But also, this is my Friday vlog. And I do this because I get to relax, I get to decompress, and I get to express. So the expression is like, I get a couple things on my chest. I get a lot of emails, and sometimes the emails and various other forms of marketing or advertising, some kind of irritate me. And so when they do, I think, doesn't this irritate other people? So there are a couple things that I'll bring up and I'll mention. And if they irritate you too, I'd like to know. But in the meantime, I have a couple of chat streams going, and the way I've got this set up, I look right over to my left here, and I can see that Roz Bounty is in the audience, and it's cool because she's right there and visiting with me while I broadcast live. So I want to take this a step further. I wanted to take this and do a screen share of my other computer monitor and show everybody exactly what's going on. And so over here, I've got the one conversation going with nobody but me. And then it's going to duplicate that and go, oh, we're going to display the event. And then the chat is being shown there. But basically, it shows that there's a conversation here, and I can comment there. Oops, I had my caps lock on. Or I can comment on the other side where I said, hi, folks. Or I could just, it does the mirror effect. So I guess that's not a very practical application there. But I suppose in order to make this work properly, I could take my YouTube video and drop it in the middle instead. So let's see how that works. So I'll have that playing. And then I could always pop this out. And put this conversation next to the video. Oh, man. Using a mouse, sometimes it's not easy. Then all of a sudden, and then if I quit screen, no, I have to screen share. Let's see, I think that works pretty much, but it's not quite there because of the mirror image effect. What I'm trying to do is experiment a little bit with the with video feeds and chat lines, and being able to put actually the chats into the video without having to use like OBS. I guess it doesn't work overall. So much for that. Nice experiment, Roland. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my my video here in the middle of my screen, and I'm also going to set it up so that the video's here, so I can kind of watch myself and see how I'm screwing up, and then also have the chat from both places, so that if you people want to chat something to me, I won't post all of the comments, and I won't reply to you, but I will reply maybe vocally. So, hi, the lane swap worked. Huh. And Lynn Sanders is out there. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? So there are a couple of people out there, and I appreciate it. The video for YouTube says 5 people are watching. So rather than play any more with a setup, I'm just going to go ahead and speak for a while and tell you what's on my mind. Because sometimes you just have to decompress and express. That's going to be my new tagline for a while. Decompress and express. Because that's what I do on Fridays. And what happens is I relax a bit. I get stuff off my mind. I talk about stuff I don't talk about in my Saturday morning Marketing Smarties show and a few other places. And I go ahead and tell you what I think. So the definition of authenticity being that what you think and what you say, and in parentheses, what you do, are the same. And the one caveat to that is that they can't always be exactly the same, because we're monitoring what we want to say and can say and maybe would say under certain circumstances. But sometimes hearing those things is not overall helpful to the cause, helpful to people, and just a nice thing to do. Now, I oftentimes use this in abuse when I talk about marketing, marketers, and various people. And if that's the case, it's all right as far as I'm concerned, because I don't think they're listening to me anyway. And maybe I'm wrong. But if these marketers are the type of people that I think they are, they're not really listening to me. And if they do, they're just, oh well, oh hell, let's just move on. And they're not giving me the time of day. I don't think they're taking it personally and thinking, how dare he say anything like that, and calling me a jerk and so forth. Which, to those people that I would be offending, it would be offensive, and I would be, it'd be fair to target me back. But anyway, so Roz is over in the website, and I love the comment stream in the website. To me, it's the best production there is, and so far I haven't seen anything that's really overall better. Now, there are some nice features in the other platforms and the ability to display comments easily and so forth. But I do like the comment stream and the fact that it's all locked in together right there in your website from the VCP plugin. Oh, so the news is VCP plugin is going through its final editing, and we're going to, oh, hi, hey, there's Aaron out there. Hi, Roz, he says, and hi, love it, sure. I appreciate that. We are Aaron from StrokeTV.net and .com and his whole ensemble of outlets is a prolific live streamer. He does more videos than I do by double, at least, and he's pretty darn good at it. with, as far as I know, without training. He taught himself. So as part of our future endeavors, we're going to work at refining what he does, improving them, and making them even better. But you can't steer a parked car. His parked car is no longer parked. It's in motion, traveling, and we're going to get on board and steer it. So anyway, Lynn's got to leave. That's perfectly fine. I totally understand. Thank you very much for dropping in and just saying hi for a moment. But anyway, I'll go ahead and execute my rant so I can get this over. I had some good things and bad, not good things and bad things, good thoughts and bad thoughts come across, but some of them were very interesting. One thing that was regarding marketing was how, we have Yahoo Mail and all these advertisements, and you can pay to have them removed. And I refuse to pay my email service to not show me ads. Somehow I just can't wrap my brain around that. I'll stick with Gmail. And it has its issues, but I like it best. But anyway, in Yahoo, I saw this ad over here, and it's got a picture of Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, and the whatever his the Expendables. No. Anyway, the movie that he made by the Army, where they go and kick butt all over the world. So anyway, they got the picture of Sylvester Stallone there, and the caption is "Breaking news: sad day for Hollywood. We say farewell to one of the giants." And you're thinking to yourself, what, did Stallone die? Did Rocky pass away? And it's immediately going to catch your eye, and you're going to go, click. You click through this thing, and you find out the ad that follows is for Sylvester Stallone reveals the miracle pill that cured his ED permanently on The Late Show. So he gets on The Late Show and apparently talks, "Oh, hi, son." Ty, my son, is online with us and mentioning a little something. So, yeah, I can see you chat on no, I can't see you chatting on the website, Aaron. You have to come to the website and chat there. Then I can see you chat on the website. So let's see. I sent the link to everybody. Maybe I even still got it in memory here. No, it doesn't look like that's the right link. Let me get the link, and I'll send it. I'll post it here in just a moment. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Let's see if this will do it. Oh, that didn't do it. So I've got to go through some calisthenics here. What I'm trying to do is be able to post the link to the show that's going live in the website, DIYLivestreamingshow.com, and post it in the YouTube stream so that if people want to join the conversation over here, because that's a much better conversation, they can click that link, or actually, you might be able to click the link, but you may have to copy and paste it into a new browser and then go to the website. It's possible. And then anyway, hopefully we can get the conversation continuing over there. But anyway, this idea was you click the button of you think Stallone has passed away, right? And then all of a sudden you go over there and it's like, Stallone reveals the miracle pill. So you're going to... Stallone didn't die. It's not a sad day for Hollywood. What the hell are you talking about? This is called clickbait. It's a bit of a lie that gets you to click on something because you think one thing, makes you click, and you go there and realize, oh, that didn't happen. Oh, hi, Lowell Ann. Nice to see you. Thank you for dropping in. And we're just having a casual conversation. I'm mouthing off on a couple of rants, and I've got some good news later on. But If you have any thoughts regarding what I'm saying, any of you do, uh, definitely chime in and tell me what's for. There you are, Aaron. Good. So last week I did this and I didn't tell anybody, and Roz showed up anyway. And so I had like one or two people max that I was talking to in the course of my Friday rant, but it's more fun to have a few people. And I know that this is not a conversation as such, because I'm not really allowing you to speak up and speak back and forth, and I'm just kind of responding to the stream. But the reason for that is that this Friday vlog is for me to express and decompress and just kind of let it all go. This way I can speak my mind once a week and maybe say some things that I would not normally broadcast. But this is the real me. So if you want to know the real me, you get a taste of the real me here. So anyway, the reason I brought up that Stallone thing is that that's what marketing does. It misleads you so you can go and take a look at this so they can high pressure sell you on this is what did blah, 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 cured Stallone's ED. ED, in other words, erectile dysfunction. It's supposedly he took this pill for a while and it cured him completely and he doesn't have a problem with it anymore. He probably just had bad soup one night or something. I don't know. But I mean, you know, for them to say this is very misleading. He probably got some money to endorse the product and say, okay, yeah, you can say that about me. I don't give crap. And then he made some money and the people got to use him for their endorsement. And all of a sudden, yay, a marketing opportunity becomes a success. And these jackasses are selling millions of these pills that are bad for you and you just don't need. So this is part of why I don't like marketing, only because of what the people do in marketing, not the concept of marketing, or not all marketers, but what some people, and that's unfortunately a lot of people, how they use and abuse the system just to get the money, because people can be manipulated. And I have a problem with that. Anyway, Lowland won't see you on Saturday because of the farmers market of the season, last farmers market of the season. I gladly relinquish your time so you can go do that. Sounds like a lot of fun. So have a good time and hope to see you soon. Please watch the replay. I'm breaking out a concept tomorrow that's new on the market. And it's not brand new. It's the concept has been around for over 2 decades. What am I saying? Over 3 decades. And it came as an offshoot of a concept called RFID. And it's all about radio frequencies and identification and close proximity communication between a terminal and devices. In this case, well, it's more than that, but that's how they're using it today. In other words, it's all about taking your cell phone, being able to touch the back-to-back with another cell phone and transfer information, or put this phone on another phone and push a couple of virtual buttons, and all of a sudden the library on one phone becomes the library transferred to the other phone. So that's basically the technology that we're talking about. But it's gone so far beyond that. The opportunities are vast. And literally, I think that the concept may put an entire twist, an entire right angle turn on the concept of marketing. Now, how is it going to do that? We'll see. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So please watch the replay. Stroke TV, now you're on this side of the road. This app within the website is great. It really is. And it's not actually, the app is the VCP plugin, right? That's the application. And WordPress is the platform. Hang on a second. Hard for me to do that on Saturday morning marketing Smarties. but I'm just going to sit here and clear my throat if it needs it. Marketing Smarties, I get up a half an hour early and I'm doing vocal exercises and I'm clearing my throat and warming up and doing all kinds of things that buzz, shake loose all the stuff in my throat, and then etc. And on Fridays, I come with you with gunk and all, and I just talk about it. It's all conversation piece. But anyway, the Decompress and Express show, yeah, that's not the name of the show, but that's definitely what's happening on the show. Anyway, as I continue on, I had a guy market to me because I opted on the list, and some of you may have heard of this guy. And I am going to speak his name because this is my Friday vlog where I express and decompress. And I don't dislike this person. I don't even know him, but he shows me a lot about who he is. And I have to start developing an opinion of him, right? From what he says, what he does. And I'm expecting what he says and what he does, what he transfers in video and conveys to me must be partly who he really is if he's being authentic. So I'm looking at his new post to me, and the person is Lou Bortone, Bortone. And Lou Bortone sends me this thing, and he's trying to get me to opt in on a webinar, seminar, something. And he's got basically how he's doing it is he's going to give me the video marketing rules, the book, and in other words, he's going to say, these are my rules or the rules that should be for video marketing. So I thought, of course, I consider myself very much attuned to the concept of video marketing. So let's see what he has to say. So I go to this ad, and it's a landing page. You know, it's a long landing page. And the opening part of the page at the very top says this. The message I want to tell you is focus on your message, not your mascara. Now, I want to let that soak in a minute. I'm going to repeat it. Quotations on both sides. Focus on your message, not your mascara. Now, I want to know if there's a lady or two out there, and I know there is, and I know there are. What do you think about when you say that? Now, there's the argument, and I'm going to jump right in here and say, okay, look, I'm not a male chauvinist. I'm not, anti-AGB, whatever. I mean, I have no qualms about people's taste in life or what they do, and I will talk to all of them equally, and I will engage with them as friends. And I know most of these people. So, I mean, I'm familiar with people of all genre. Pretty much all genre. I wish it was all genre because I could speak more from experience. But I know a lot of different types of people, and I have no objections to anybody. I'm probably inside. I'm probably one of the least prejudiced people and opinionated relative to culture and that stuff as anybody. Color makes no difference. Culture makes no difference. I have my opinions on certain trends and people, the way they think, but mostly I have problems with what people do. But anybody can do bad. You don't have to be something identified as a certain quadrant of people, and then the whole quadrant of people is identified with negativity. I really don't feel that that's fair. And because somebody gets caught up in that, and it just doesn't apply. So I'm not into that. But anyway, when you say focus on your message, not your mascara. Now, to me, mascara, although men can and do wear mascara, it's been done for ages. Makeup for ancient cultures, men would put makeup on their eyes. I mean, it's a spiritual thing. It's a culture, spiritual thing, and trendy for the nations historically. So as far as makeup goes, men now wearing makeup, men then wearing makeup, there's no difference to me. But for the most part, when you say the word mascara, it's very much identified with women's use of mascara. It's not as strongly used by men. But so I don't debate whether or not the term is appropriate, but it makes me think of something. Lou Bortone, what did you mean when you said that? What did you mean? What value did Lou Bortone attach to the concept of mascara? And what is it when he said, focus on your message, not your mascara? I immediately think to myself, does Lou think that he's talking mostly to women? And if he did, what a ridiculous thing to say. Now, am I right or am I wrong? Lowell Ann, I know you're still out there. I know that I pick on some really acutely weird things, but this one stuck with me, and I think I have a good point to make here. But the main one was, it makes me question Lou Bortone's intention and his perspective, because to use the concept of, focus on your message, not your mascara, that's the equivalent of saying, to all my listeners out there, don't get your panties in a bunch. It's that type of thing. And to me, that's like, so the comment for the mascara thing, to me, it's the same thing. And I want to know what other people think of that. It would be interesting to know. So I put that out there, and you can tell me off. You can say I'm stupid, whatever. But this is the type of thinking that goes through my mind. So what did Lou Bortone mean when he said, focus on your message, not your mascara? Anyway, interesting comments. That's well put, Aaron. I'm offended for women, and it's not necessarily that we have the responsibility to take offense on their behalf, because believe me, women are perfectly capable of defending themselves and sticking up for themselves. We each have wives who do just that. But it makes me think about the person delivering this. If he feels that way, what else does this guy feel? Do I even want to do business with him? And that's what I questioned. I thought, crap, I'm never going to buy another thing from this guy. I'm going to opt out of his mailing list. So the word rude pops up with Aaron, and let's see what Roz says. As a first lead into what he's about, I wouldn't think about the spirituality of ancient cultures. Mascara? Yeah, that's a question, because I've been doing a lot of studying about ancient Egypt and various places, and the men and women would put black mascara or liners from whatever source that they made this stuff around their eyes, and it was basically for the purposes of protecting their bodies from evil spirits and various other connotations like that. Let's see what Lowell Ann says. I do always put on my lipstick before any hangout. I suppose that is the message. Never mind what you look like. Yeah, but of course you're a woman. And it sounds like Lou Bortone is assuming that he's addressing women. But until then, I was reading it, so it's generic message until it becomes non-generic. And to me, all of a sudden, his message became very pointed at the female gender. And so it got my attention. It was like, that put my brakes on immediately. Now, maybe it didn't do it for most people. Maybe they all think, oh, yeah, they kind of laugh it off and move on. But my brakes went on completely. And part of that is because I'm not sure what you're meaning there, Ty, so I'll have to maybe get a further explanation. Roz says, origins of why we have certain habits you mentioned is very interesting. It is interesting, Roz, and people have culturally things that they've done for years, and we follow it now and say, yeah, they did it then, we do it now. But we don't necessarily translate it as why they did it and what their intentions were and what they believed back in those ancient days. So that changes the connotation completely. And what we think to ourselves is, oh, how barbaric they used to sacrifice people and split them open and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, then they say that was sacrificing to the gods so they would have a really good season so they could feed their thousands of people. And they believe those things. So it's like it's hard to say, wow, they shouldn't have done that. And because on the other side, they'd be saying, well, does that mean you think that I should let my people starve? So it's like, well, no, that's not what I'm saying. So, what people believe determines a lot what they do. And I think is the bottom line. So anyway, that was an interesting thing. Thanks for the feedback on that. Oh, call me stupid. You know what? I don't feel stupid, and I know I'm not stupid. And I use that line too loosely. So you caught me there. So I ran into another thing where this is just a little tiny, teensy weensy bit of nonsensical news. One of the advertisements, in order to get me to click, the clickbait that got me to click says, do you recognize these classic actors from younger photos? And I'm going, oh, this is going to be interesting because you click and go, and then you get to see the A's and B's of comparison of actors and actresses from yesteryear and what they might have been now or further along. So I went and took this quiz test. Had a series of like 60 questions, and the reason for the questions is you get the question, you get the picture, you get the first one, the second one, and so forth. But every time you go to the new page, it's surrounded by advertising and more clickbait, advertisers, and there's money involved. And of course, you're supposed to get distracted, interruption advertising, and buy some of these products. Well, I didn't buy anything, but I did take the quiz. And out of 60 some odd images, and they have an A and B test, so you got to go, is this image of this person or this person? And some of them are practically unrecognizable. You go, no way this is so-and-so, I got 100% right. Out of like 60 images, I got 100% right. So that's, ta-da, that was Roland succeeding for the day. Let's see, someone's saying, I wish I could, but no. It's just past midnight here in UK. Oh, that's WeWake. Okay, yeah, I totally understand WeWake. I didn't expect you to show up. Anyway. Oh, let's see. It says, on topic response, who is Lubor? And when and at who he said it is. He said it to is a factor. You're gonna have to reword that. I think, Ty, I'm not too bright today. This is me decompressing. So I don't know who Lubor is. Lubor. Where did you get that? Let me look around just in case. Maybe it's something I missed. But anyway, it's kind of fun to read your comments and chat about stuff as we are going. I had a really interesting look at Simon Sinek's video once again. I saw it weeks ago and I saw it again. And it just really strikes me. There's so much gold in his videos. And he's one of my new heroes online. But he stated in the video, and I'm going to piece it together. I got several quotes for him. So this is Simon Sinek, Simonsinek. Just Google it and start watching. That's all I got to say. Okay. Simon Sinek. An entrepreneur sees what they want and sets out to get it. A non-entrepreneur sees things that prevent them from getting what they want. And that's the difference. So that's so golden. people have different perspectives. And when people say, no, I can't do that because of this. No, nah, maybe next time. Or, yeah, I'm not quite ready to do that. These people are measuring the reason why not. And that's an instant stop. I mean, if the people want to think from that standpoint, they're going to get a million reasons why they should not. And the reason why some people succeed is that they don't listen to that negative speak. They don't develop the negative speak and they don't use it on themselves. So some further statements in this video. There are only two ways to influence human behavior. You can either manipulate it or you can inspire it. And I'm so glad that he used that terminology. See, Aaron, thanks a lot for hanging out for a while. But I mean, the concept of you can either manipulate it or you can inspire it. Now, first of all, in the advertising and marketing world and internet marketing, you've got manipulating and you've got inspiring. Believe it or not, puppy dog videos are inspiring. Whether they sell something or not, they are inspiring and they make people smile and go, oh my good, they touch you emotionally. And then there's advertisement and they say, yeah, we could word this and write this ad so it really will get a reaction from the people. And I think that there's a lot of truth in that and a lot of bullshit in that. And for a discussion for a further time. But the concept is there are manipulators and then there are inspirers. Dang his throat. Hang on a second. Okay, that's a little better maybe. So there's inspirers and there's manipulators. And I just can't stand feeling like being a part of the manipulating team, which is why I'm not building BS websites for people that don't deserve to be on page one. So anyway, that was a very important distinguishing thing because he makes this further comment. Typical and traditional marketing is manipulation. And manipulation works. That's why companies use it. The problem with manipulation strategies is that none of them breed loyalty. Ta-da! So you can get the one-off sale, you can get people to jump, you can get them to click, you can get them to buy. Does it breed loyalty? Not hell of an awful lot. So I'd rather have the loyalty whether you buy me or not. Whether you buy the service or the product or something, I'd rather start with a friendship. I don't want to smile at you to get you to buy and then never smile at you again. There's something with the mix of that. And maybe it doesn't have to be either or. Maybe that's true. But there's a lot of it that is true because the advertisers don't give a shit. They don't care. If they get a return on investment that meets the bottom line or exceeds the bottom line, puts more bottom line profit, then they say that campaign worked. And they're going to copy it again and again, not necessarily breeding following and loyalty. And that somehow I have a problem with. So anyway, he says, then this is still speaking from Simon Sinek. There's an alternative, and it's called inspiration. And there's my voice again. Hang on. Sorry. So you can see what the normal person of Roland does or has to deal with on a regular basis. So anyway, that's me decompressing and expressing. So one thing that occurred to me too is I heard someone complaining this last week. There's so much. Oh, come on. can't do this on the Smarties show. Well, I guess I could, but I don't want to. I try not to. So what occurred to me was, this person was telling me the other day, there's all this stuff. The environment is treacherous. It's so negative, and there's all this BS going on and false sales stuff and a bunch of competition and good stuff, bad stuff, competition, and how do you beat it? How you do? And first of all, basically, I have this concept in my own mind that doesn't always work, but I say I don't compete. I just don't compete. And the reason that I address it that way is if you see the environment the way it is and you feel strongly differently about it, somewhere in there is the opportunity for you to stand out from the crowd and not be a part of it. In other words, if the stream is treacherous, you don't jump into the stream and try to swim. You find a boat. You build a bridge. You take a car and take a different road. You get to stand out from the crowd by being different. So I realize that when I feel like it's such a reject from advertising because I can't stand the strategies and tactics of all these people, I'm going, somewhere in there lies my difference. And somewhere in there is the way that I can express to be different and stand out from the crowd. That's my unique value proposition. That's my UVP. So that's what I'm just developing. Let's see what Ty is adding. No, the guy you were saying, not the mascara. Okay. I'm saying his context. He was talking about a high school to a Mary Kay convention. Exactly. Okay. As I'm saying, I could see, I'm sorry, my vision is not the best at the end of this day. I'm saying I could see being taken many ways, depending on who, when, who and when. Yeah, sure. But this is Roland, a 64-year-old. By the way, I just turned 64. I don't feel like a retiree, but I am. But as far as my doing, I'm not retiring from anything. I haven't changed a thing I do. But anyway, here I am, a 64-year-old man, reading this thing. I'm not a millennial. I'm just barely anyway, I'm reading this thing and it's like, I really think that I'm pretty generic when it comes to that. Very progressive for a 64-year-old, but nevertheless, pretty much I'm like Mr. Nobody or Mr. Everybody. It's common enough, right? Other than the fact that I've got some very distinctive attachments in my own perspective, yes. But as far as I'm concerned, he was talking to me as easily as he was talking to my son or daughter. And I thought with any of those people listening, if they really took a step and looked at what he was saying, I think that they would have felt some of the same energy that I was deriving from his statement. So if you are at a Mary Kay convention, that's great. But if you're sending out a generic email to a group of people who include me, now what kind of a convention is that? So that's my question. But it's a really very good point, Ty. It's all about being in context. If he's at a Mary Kay convention, yeah, that statement might have gotten a few laughs and might have been appreciated, might have gotten a good response. So very good. I'm almost done with my rant and rave other than a couple of things. And for those of you listening, I do my first introduction to a product that I really think is going to be very, very cool and very worthwhile and maybe change the face of podcasting forever. And that is a broadcasting platform called Anchor, Anchor. And I encourage you to take a look at it. Take a good look at because They don't explain it very well up front, but when I did my research, it's basically recording audio files and being able to repurpose your video files and stuff like that into audio files, and then present them as podcast style accessible presentations for free. An hour long, like a Saturday morning marketing smarties show, would totally be uploaded to their platform. Although I wouldn't do it that way, because the Saturday morning marketing smarties show is not developed and designed for audio file. And the listening agents, the listening people on podcasts are not going to listen to a video broadcast audio. It's got to be trimmed, it's got to be shaped, and maybe, reshaped. That's why they call it repurposing. But anyway, check out Anchor. I think it's a really cool thing, and we're going to be exploring it more and probably pursuing a real strong campaign on Anchor. And to hell with podcasting. I mean, they charge you for this and that, and you got to store your files. And Anchor is talking about storing the audio files the same way YouTube stores its video files. I mean, think about that. They could have been charging for us to upload segments of information on video, and they wouldn't have near that many uploads that they have. But since they found a way to make it free to do so, they've got the market. They've got the market freebies of people uploading videos. And that's the principle, by the way, that I'm going about the VCP plugin. The VCP plugin is going to be very popular, I believe. And if I put a price on it, that limits the people who will use it. That limits the voice reach that I'm going to have as a result of it. And I'd rather have the reach. I'd rather have the traffic. Because believe me, what I have to say and deliver goes way beyond the VCP plugin. But the VCP plugin is going to be the facilitator for a lot of traffic. So that's my philosophy. So I'm almost done here. Let's see if there was anything else. Oh yeah, tomorrow's show. If you miss the show tomorrow, I think you're going to be missing something special, because a gentleman named James Craddock will be coming on the show, and Lynn Sanders is going to be joining us. And the three of us are thinking of producing a show in the future and building it specifically around this subject that we are going to be talking about. But the purpose of tomorrow is to introduce the concept. And WeWake asked a really good question. It was, I just want to know how it's going to affect all of us. I want to know how impactful that is going to be helping the people of the world. How do we benefit? And it's not exactly how he put it, but it's my take on what he was getting at. And WeWake, the number one thing is it's going to change the way we think before we market, and allow us to do a completely different strategy based on giving. And we got to explain it tomorrow because it's too huge. But I mean, the concept basically is based on handing out something, saying, hi, let me give you a little something. And then at the right time, at the right place, and the people say, oh, I am here because I'm thinking this thing, or here because of a certain atmospheric condition, or a certain clan of people, a certain thought process, or certain attractiveness, and you're handing me this gift, and it's completely pertinent to why I'm here. And the person says, here, I want to give you a gift, and you say, oh, well, thank you, and you accept it. And then the people wish you a nice day and walk on and keep on giving these things out to people. And so you think to yourself, oh, well, you hand out a flyer, right? Yeah, so you hand out a flyer. A flyer goes in the trash can. These things that we're talking about cost a little bit of money, and I guarantee you most of them are not going to go in the trash can. It's the type of thing that if they do get thrown on the ground, somebody's going to look at it and go, and reach down and pick it up and say, Oh, wow. Think I'll keep that. And it's not, if you find a nickel on the ground, there's a toss up. Some people will pick it up and some people won't. But it's probably worth more than a nickel. And it's a lot prettier, or potentially a lot prettier. So it's the type of thing that's very, very human, attractive, and it's the use of these things is going to be based on giving. And then the contact point is all about the smartphone, cell phone, and teaching people to do what they want to do for what they want to see and for what they want to listen to, just because you handed them this little gadget. It's a fascinating concept. I think it's going to change marketing significantly or possibly drastically. I think it's going to be a slow build up, and it's going to have an elastic diffusion period, where if you put the law of diffusion on it, it'd be a great idea that people read about for the next 3 years and then finally buy into it in the year 2020. So there's going to be the law of diffusion coming into it and slowing people down. Well, it's the same thing as live streaming video. I've been doing it for 3 years now, and then all of a sudden, going into 2017, Ted Rubin is saying the most important trend in 2017 is going to be live streaming. I mean, okay, but I've been doing it for 2 years before you barked this message. And it's like, wow, I guess I am an early adopter. And it surprised me to be aware of that finally, but I guess it's true. So anyway, there's a lot going on. One of the most important things is that I teamed up with the person who won my prize in the Give First contest, and we're going to be putting together some content and an entire channel and at least 2 websites to support stroke victims. And for the longest time, I really didn't put myself there because, as most of you will attest, I don't complain about my condition. I don't capitalize on it. I mean, to me, it never becomes part of my programming unless I'm talking about, I did it. I know you can too, but it's a very matter-of-fact thing. And I never rest on this and say, look, poor me, woe is me, feel sorry for me, buy my product, or to anything like that. I use it as a fact inducer to inspire people to do at least as much as I can do. So that's, if anything, that's what I would use it for. And now we're launching a whole campaign around the subject of strokes. So to me, it's like, I can speak on this all day and night. I can tell you about a lot of experiences, and I know a lot of people, and there are a lot of people who are striving to talk about the same thing and trying to get a voice and trying to express themselves. Well, we're going to do it with Stroke TV. And that's a really, really, really powerful thing and inspiring in my life right now. So that's about it. The VCP plugin is being made public and will qualify to be uploaded to the WordPress directory probably in a few days. It's going through its final edit and for approval. And I think the VCP plugin is going to be available to be downloaded and installed in your websites if you're using WordPress for free within a week. So that's all this exciting stuff going on, and very happy to be here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I appreciate you people sticking around, talking to me, and all your comments. It's the first time I tried this. I actually sent a minimal invite to about 24 people and got a lot of people responding. I appreciate that. And it was just me ranting away on a Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be back to the more structured show style, and we'll be producing another, hopefully, very, very valuable Saturday morning marketing Smarties. So, Roland signing off from the Friday vlog. See bye. from DIYLivestreamingshow.com and MinMax Media, signing off and say goodbye. Thanks a lot, everybody. Nope, no music. No slideshow. Just me.